How big is the celebrity thing, Bjoern, right now for Puma? How much is that in your resurgence and your ability to go past Under Armour?
Well, having partners that are relevant for the consumer is very important. So if it's athletes, if it's basketball players, soccer players, or musicians, singers, dancers, designers, having influencers to work with is very, very important.
What is the strategic goal, effort, or plan to take on Adidas?
We don't take on any competitors. We try to please the consumer, and if we do that, then the competition doesn't really matter. So I don't see me in a competition. I see me in the job of trying to please the consumer.
Are you not in a competition, Bjoern, of getting the next big thing, celebrity, to design your, Puma trainers? I think you've had Rihanna, you have Alexander McQueen. Who's hot and who's next?
If I told you who it is, then I would be in a competition. I think you would see we will have new partnerships being announced in the next weeks and months. And as you probably know from the football side, we signed a partnership with Neymar, a couple of weeks ago. And he is a big influencer, not only on the soccer side, but also on the lifestyle side. And you will see more announcements in the coming weeks.
Yeah, Tom can't wait to get a pair of those cakes. Bjoern, when you look at the markets that have done well for Puma and those that haven't, so Asia has reopened much quicker, stores are open, and yet sales weren't growing as much as other parts of the world. What's going on?
Well, you have to remember that China was hit by the pandemic earlier, so they had a strong recovery already in Q2, and therefore the Q3 was weaker from a development than many people thought. That was caused by a lot of inventory from all of us and a high level of discount. You will see China growing again at a stronger pace in Q4. Other parts of Asia, which are very dependent on Chinese tourists, are of course having a tough time, like Singapore, Tokyo, and other markets. America has had a very strong revival in Q3. The consumer is buying sneakers again, and the consumer sentiment has been very positive. And actually, all European markets in Q3 did well for us. So you see that after a pandemic, traffic is still down, but the consumer are again buying sneakers and sports apparel. Less people in the store, but those who come buy more. Mm-hmm. And then after, I would say, 2 months of opening, then it slows down a little bit, and then it takes off again. So I think you will see a mixed Q4, but stronger in Asia, and then the rest depends on the restrictions.
Bjoern, the reality in America, and I believe it's worldwide, and I've seen the kids from Asia line up in New York City buying the shoes and et cetera, is the digital shift from stores to Amazon and the rest, Zappos, and also at the same time this crushing frustration that you can't get the cool pair of shoes you want. How are you going to deal with that in the future? The twofold shift to digital retail, and also I can't get the weekend shoes I deserve.
Well, the future is going to be a combination of digital and stores, and you won't see everything switching to digital. But it's obvious that the communication with the consumer is more and more digital. But you also see that the consumer wants to see physically product. That's why you will see a combination of both. I don't think it's either or. It's how you combine it in a multi-channel approach.
Bjoern, we were talking in the break and kind of making a joke about it. If you're working from home, do you wear shoes? Do you not wear shoes? Do you wear Puma? Do you wear something else? What surprised you the most about how people wear your products and shop your products during a pandemic?
Well, barefoot is bad, so I hope people wear shoes. If not, the business will be down. I think what you have seen over the last couple of months is that, first of all, people do actually do more individual sports. People go walking, hiking, jogging, and therefore they need new shoes. You've seen a big upshift in activities like yoga and different fitness level that you can also do at home. And that's not only good for footwear, it's also good for, training gear in general, fitness gear. What has been tough is, of course, team sports. Soccer has been tough because there has been restrictions in many countries that you're not been allowed to practice. But in general, I think people are still very sports interested. You see that on the television ratings. And people want to do something good for themselves, and that's why I'm very optimistic about our sector.